everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a 2017 Lexus IS300 all-wheel drive F-Sport. I love this car. I especially love the red interior on this particular model and the atomic paint on the outside. And before we get started, I'd love to tell you that I am a Master Certified Lexus Sales Associate here at Flow Lexus in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I would love an opportunity to help you with your next new or certified pre-owned Lexus vehicle. I'll be sure to leave my contact information in the description box below. The color of this IS300 is atomic silver on the outside, and the reason I picked this one for this video is because this is my favorite color. I just think it shows the lines so well. The overall length is 184.3 inches. The wheelbase is 110.2 inches. The overall width with the mirrors folded in is 71.3 inches. And the overall height is 56.3 inches. Particular features of the F-Sport package include 18-inch split 5-spoke alloy wheels with summer tires. The summer tires are on the rear-wheel drive model. This one has all-season tires because it's all-wheel drive. The LFA-inspired instrumentation, and I think this is probably one of the coolest aspects of this car. There is a little Pages icon right here on the steering wheel, and when you press that, watch what happens with the gauge. That is just the coolest thing. There's all kinds of silver trim all throughout the car, and that is part of the F-Sport package as well. You can see it there on the door. And there's a carbon fiber looking material. That's not actually carbon fiber, but that is on the F-Sport model. These seats are particular to the F-Sport package as well. Enhanced bolsters both in the back portion and in the bottom portion. Excellent support for curvy roads. Those are heated and ventilated as well. There's a perforated leather trim shift knob there that's on the F-Sport model. You also have red stitching all throughout the cabin. Race-inspired aluminum pedals. And check out that rear valance there. That's going to be in between the tailpipes. It's like a honeycomb look down inside of there. Let's take a look at how the key works. This is your key fob, and on the top you have lock. Below that, unlock. Below that, you have hold, and at the very bottom, hold again in red, and that's the panic alarm. When you press lock once, it locks all the doors. Press unlock once, it unlocks just the driver's door. Unlock twice, it unlocks all 4 doors. And if you press and hold the trunk button, it'll pop the trunk for you. Now you can also access the trunk via a little rubber button right there. So when you approach with the key fob on your person, you just press the button in and it pops the trunk. All you have to do is have the key fob on your person and you touch the door handle and it unlocks for you. When you're finished using the vehicle, close the door and touch the little dimple that's going to be right there on the door handle, and that locks it up. Your fuel door is on the left side, and the locking and unlocking of the fuel door is connected to the locking and unlocking of all the other doors. So if the doors are unlocked, then the gas door will pop right open. And Lexus does recommend premium fuel. And then when the doors are locked, nothing. Let's take a look at the heart of the beast. To lift the hood, there's a latch just to the right of the Lexus emblem, and it is supported by shocks, so it'll stay in place. This has a 3.5 liter V6 dual overhead cam 24 valve engine with direct injection and variable valve timing with intelligence. It has 255 horsepower with 236 pound-foot of torque. All that's connected to a 6-speed automatic sequential shift transmission with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and like I said before, this is full-time all-wheel drive. The battery is located just to the left here, and in a lot of cars you're going to see the battery is located to the right down here. The reason that it's up here is so that they can move the battery closer to the center of the vehicle for better weight distribution to make it drive better. The airbox is right there. Relay and fuses just in front of the battery. Brake fluid back there. Windshield washer fluid. More relay and fuses. Coolant. And your engine oil is here. The engine oil is 0W20, so that means it's fully synthetic. You change it every 10,000 miles. To start it up, you put your foot on the brake and you tap the start button. Over here in front of my left knee, you can see a button that says Auto, and that's to activate and deactivate the intelligent high beams. Below that it says BSM, and that's blind spot monitor. Just to the right it says ODO and trip, and arrows are up and down, and that's the trip button, odometer, and the arrows up and down is to adjust the gauge brightness. The button here is for your trunk. The button to the left of that is for your hood, and then here is your parking brake. You have LED headlights, and the headlights up front are absolutely awesome. What you're seeing on right now are the LED daytime running lights. You can see that's that big swoosh right there. So those daytime running lights are LED. Then you have LED low beams, LED high beams. So you've just got LED lights all up front. I absolutely love that light right there. And those LEDs are extremely bright at night. Isn't the front of that just fantastic? You also have LED brake lights there, and this brake light has been redesigned for 2017, and you can see how it goes from here all the way down and then back up again, and that kind of goes in conjunction with that LED daytime running light up front. It matches that kind of design there. Can you see what I'm talking about the color of this? Gosh, that is just an awesome color. It almost looks like it's just in HD or something. You have your dual chrome exhaust tips there. And some of the safety features, 10 airbags. There's airbags all in the front. Of course, you're gonna have side impact airbags all here on the inside of the vehicle. In the side portions of the front seats, you can see an icon that says SRS airbag right there. And for safety, you also have airbags in the sides of the rear seats. And I like how the seating position, it kind of slopes down right there. And that basically allows you to have more room in that back seat. And by the way, I have that front seat like all the way back. I'll adjust that properly so you can have a better idea of what the real seating position is like. Although that is a kind of a tight back seat there for 3 people, although there are 3 seat belts back there. You also have an airbag here in the steering wheel, dash, and then you have driver's side knee airbag and a passenger side knee airbag as well. Another cool thing that it has is the Lexus PCS pre-collision system, and that's all part of the Lexus Safety System Plus. And all the features of that are the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, high-speed dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steering assist, and that's right there, and intelligent high beams. So all of those features make up the Lexus Safety System Plus. And the radar cruise control icon is here, so you'll press the end of that, you'll get to the speed you want to cruise, press down, and at that point you can adjust the cruising distance that it's going to maintain between your vehicle and the one in front of you. You see those blue blocks right there? And so there are 3, 2, 1, and each time you press that, it gives you a different number of blocks. That's the least sensitive, so that's going to keep you closer to vehicles, and that's the most sensitive, so that's going to keep you at the greatest distance away from the vehicle in front of you. Another safety feature is Lexus Informed Safety Connect, and that's there. That is a subscription-based service, but the first year is free. And that's things like collision notification, stolen vehicle recovery, enhanced roadside assistance. And so basically, Lexus can be in touch with you in the event of an emergency. It has a 10-way power driver's seat, including a 2-way lumbar function, and an 8-way passenger seat up front. The back seat is a 60-40 rear split, so you can actually fold down that entire back seat to accommodate if you need to move something bigger that is a little too big for the trunk. You can fold. Here's your trunk. You can see you've got a license plate bracket there. This is here in the event that you have to, it's required by law for in your state to put a license plate on the front of the vehicle. And then you can see a line there that separates those seats, and that line shows you that that's 60% of the back seats, that's 40%. That's why it's called a 60-40 rear split seat. It says lock right there. So what you would do if you wanted to fold that down is move that and unlock it, and then you could fold that seat down. But that's a pretty good sized trunk there. Here's a feature called blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert. You can see the icon there, and right now I'm pressing the BSM button on the inside of the car. But that's what lights up in the event that someone's in your blind spot while you're driving. And those mirrors, by the way, are heated, and they also have an LED turn signal indicator there on the outside. The fuel economy is 19 miles per gallon city, 26 miles per gallon highway, for a combined fuel economy of 22 miles per gallon. One of the cool things about this one too is that it has a 5-star overall crash safety rating, so that's pretty good. It's going to keep you pretty safe. Another one of the really cool features that it has is something called selectable drive modes, and that's Eco, Normal, and Sport, and you can actually adjust that right on the fly from a little wheel that you have down to your right behind the gear shifter. Let's take a look at that now. It's actually really, really neat. And that's right here. When you roll it to the left, it's going to drive more fuel efficiently. When you roll it to the right, it's going to be more sport oriented. And when you push it, that's basically a combination of Eco and Sport. Now what happens on the dash when you use this is I just roll it to the left and I see Eco there on the nav screen, and I also see Eco there under the P, right in the middle. And that controls something called throttle mapping. The gas pedal is going to require more pedal travel right now in order to achieve speed, so you're going to have to push the gas pedal down a little further. When you roll it to the right for Sport mode, you see Sport pop up on the nav screen, and that white ring is now lining the entire tachometer and speedometer combination, and you see Sport there below the P. And that is the total opposite of Eco. That actually gives it more torque, more pickup, because it makes the throttle mapping a lot more sensitive, requiring less pedal travel to achieve speed. And then Normal, nothing on the dash, nothing in the nav screen. And like I said, that's basically a combo of Eco and Sport. So that's selectable drive modes. Behind that are your traction control button and snow mode button. Then you have your gear selector here. You can just put it in drive. At any speed, you can flip it over and gear up and down manually here, or you can use paddle shifters, upshift on the right side and downshift on the left side. When you put it in reverse, there's a fantastic backup camera, and that's really, really clear. When you turn the wheel, that yellow grid turns in conjunction with the steering angle, and that lets you know that if you keep the wheel at that angle, then that's where you're going to end up. Your objective is to put those two lines directly inside the parking space that you're trying to back into, and eventually those yellow lines will overlay the blue when you're in the space straight like you're supposed to be. You're going to use the red line to know how far to stay away from what you're backing, whether it be the white line on the parking lot that finishes out the parking space or another car or a wall or something like that. Directly in front of the gear shifter, you have your heated and ventilated seat controls, and those are 3-level heat and ventilation. And to the right of that is going to be your heated steering wheel button. This is the remote touch controller for your nav system, climate control system, and radio. And this has kind of been redesigned from the 2016 model. You have an enter button here, and there's an enter button on the other side as well. So the way you make a selection is to use this to find the selection on the screen. You can either push that down or you can push enter to make the selection. There are 3 buttons here, and it says map, menu, and there's a back arrow. And when you press map, that's the shortcut to the map screen. 10.25-inch screen, so that has been really redesigned, and that is a huge screen for such a small car. That is absolutely fantastic. These arrows are going to zoom in the map. Zoom in, zoom out. Press the up arrow and it zoomed in. I just press the back arrow and it zoomed out. And then this is the back arrow to go to the previous screen. And then when you press menu, the main menu pops up. And from left to right, you have destination, radio, media, phone, Lexus app suite, info, climate, and setup. I made an entire video that's about an hour long that goes over every single feature inside of that. I'll leave a link to that video in the description box. Your climate control system is here, and on the far left you have temp up and down. On the far right you have the same thing because it has dual zone climate control. And so over here on the left, you can actually just press that and slide your finger up and down that silver bar and it will change the temperature, or you can press the red or the blue and it'll change the temperature as well. And when you press auto, it makes it work just like the central air in your house, and it automatically adjusts the cabin temperature to whatever is set in the readout. So if I pressed auto right now, it would set the cabin temperature to 65 and maintain that temperature as well. Off, manually adjusting the fan speed. This is fan mode. So you can, when you press that, it changes the fan direction basically. And you can also see that popping up on the nav screen there. And defrost front, and that's rear defrost and mirrors, heated mirrors. That is recirculate, fresh air, AC, and dual. And then there's your hazard lights. All the buttons that are here below climate control are audio or media. And the way to think of radio and media is radio is AM, FM, XM, or satellite. Media is everything else. And when you press radio, you can cut it on. So now we're listening to XM radio. And I can press radio again and it'll go to the next source, and that's AM, radio again, that's FM, and back to satellite. Now I can press media and it tries to go to another media source, but it says portable player not connected. At this point, I'm going to take this controller, I'm going to go to source and select. And you see the ones that are in gray. So you see AM, FM, satellite, but then you see disc, USB, iPod, Bluetooth, and auxiliary. So those are all the different audio sources that you can listen to. I'm going to show you how to memorize an FM station, and this is the way you're going to memorize FM, XM, or AM. You tune here once you're in the right source. So we're in FM, so I'm going to tune here, and you can see the number here. It says 99.9. So I'm going to tune to 99.5. And so now that's the station that I'm listening to. And I'm going to take this remote and I'm going to go to number 1, and then I'm going to press enter either here or press this down, but I'm going to hold it in. So I'm going to press enter and hold. And so now that just memorized 99.5 as my number 1 station. Also, I want you to take a look. You can see it says 99.5, so that's FM. Number 2 is FM at 99.1. Number 3 is the same at 99.9, but then number 4 is satellite. You can actually mix AM, FM, and XM all in one set. Steering wheel audio controls are over here on the left, so that's volume, track scan or station scan. Mode allows me to change the mode, AM, FM, XM, CD, auxiliary, Bluetooth, all those things. Then that's the quick access for Bluetooth, hang up and pick up. And then this is voice commands.
Please say a category name.
I'm hungry.
Find dining.
It shows the 5 nearest restaurants.
Please say the list number.
Number 3.
Number 3. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I want you to notice all I did was I hit that button on the steering wheel. I said 3 things. I'm hungry. Number 3. Yes. If we were driving right now, it would automatically start to take us by voice right to that location. That's pretty awesome. On the right side of the steering wheel, you've got a multi-directional keypad with a dot in the middle. So you can move that up and down to make different selections. And then once you arrive at the selection, you press the dot. What do I mean by that? I'm going to go up and down here and left and right. So what I'm going to do first is press this pages icon. And now I'm pressing left. And there's all kinds of different selections there. That's information, navigation or compass, radio, that's lane keep assist, and also cruise control, emergency messages, and settings. Information is your fuel economy information there. And then I can press this keypad down and it's going to show you all kinds of detailed fuel economy information. That is a G-force indicator. That's about the coolest thing ever. Tire pressure monitor system, gear position. Sway warning, the reason that's there is because the car can sense when you're getting outside of your lane, and if it has to warn you multiple times within a certain time span, it's going to suggest that you take a break and have a little coffee or rest. Pretty nice. Move to the right, compass, music. When you're in the music setting, you can actually press down and it will take you to the next preset station that you have memorized there. And that's the lane keep assist, and I just cut that on right on the steering wheel below the little keypad. Lane departure alert is on, steering assist is active. Pretty neat feature. So that shows the lanes there. You can see the lanes, and that's the front of the car. And while you're driving, when the car can actually sense the lanes via a camera behind the rearview mirror, those lane indicators right there that are hollow right now, they'll be solid. It's like a white stripe that will be filled in, and that's when it can see the lines on the road. And then settings, that's here, I'm pressing up right now. So LDA is lane departure alert. I'm going to press the middle, the little dot. Steering assist is off. I'm going to cut that on. Alert is right now, that is, it vibrates the wheel, and then that's audible. I'm going to go back to vibrate the wheel, and you may hear it vibrate. Hold on, listen. You hear that? I've got the camera resting on the steering wheel. So that's what it does. It vibrates the steering wheel. Sensitivity is standard. That's high. I recommend leaving it on high if you first get the car, so you can have a sense of, you know, what the most sensitive is. Sway warning, we're going to cut that on. And then sway sensitivity, I'm going to cut that to high as well. So all of those settings, as far as the lane keep assist and sway warning and all those things, that is it's all adjusted to the maximum sensitivity right now. So it's going to be pretty sensitive. You can also see in the bottom of this portion, you have your fuel gauge. There is a clock there. That's a digital clock. There's also an analog clock on the dash. And then your temperature gauge here, outside temperature. Then I'm going to press the pages icon again to make this little thing move. Even the sound it makes is cool. Awesome stuff. Turn signal is here. You do have automatic dusk sensing lights, so when this hashtag or when this hash mark lines up with auto, they will cut on automatically at night as the sun goes down. That is the parking lights, headlights on manually. And there's an icon here that says DRL off. That's daytime running lights off. My recommendation leave them in auto all the time, and then take this and lock that forward, and then push this button in. Automatic high beams are active, and when the lights cut on tonight, you'll be driving around with your high beams on unless you're in proximity to another vehicle, and then they'll automatically dim. Wiper stalk is here, and you can see it says off, and what this represents, where it says off and high, that represents these arrows here and the position of this stalk. And so that's just like a regular wipe, but then off is the default. Then I can pull it down, and that's intermittent, and then this will adjust the intermittent sensitivity or the timing. Then I can pull it down one more, that's manual. Pull it down one more, and that's high. Then I can push it up, and that's intermittent now, and then push it up again, and that's off. Then I can pull it toward me, and it'll wash the windshield off. Okay, everybody, that's about going to do it for our look at the 2017 Lexus IS300 all-wheel drive F-Sport. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Big Yellow Truck, for going by in my outro. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, remember to subscribe if you liked this content so that you can get it as soon as I make it hot off the press. And remember to give it a big fat thumbs up and share it with somebody that you may think would enjoy it as much as you did. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.